Hey, my lovely, lovely, wonderful, beautiful people, a pleasant evening to you. This Diddy and Cassie saga has given mixed feelings. Unfortunately, I'm not surprised. You do have some men who figured that she knew what she was getting into, she knew what she signed up to, even some women, and really don't think of it as anything that vitriolic, anything that acrimonious, nothing that bad. Because she knew what she signed up for, and she was at the age of consent. Yes, because she was like one step up from the beginning age of consent, or adulthood, I should say, not age of consent, adulthood begins when you're 18. She was 19 when she met him, and he was 37. 9 and 9, 18. So he was, let's say, just a year shy of two, exactly, twice her age. So he's almost 20 years old, or 19 years old, if that sounds better to you. I don't see the difference really. And I've often said that when you're 19, it's impossible for you to think the same when you're 30. It is also impossible for you to think the same when you're 40. Impossible. The brain changes. You mature naturally, even if you don't want to. There's some things that becomes automatic. If life spare and I live to beyond 80, how I think now is going to tweak a little bit. My personality will remain the same, but there are certain thinking and mindsets that I probably hold on to that I will let go, because now I understand that my life is a mist. It's just going to automatically change, whether or not I want it to. And I'm not talking about aging and getting older and weaker. I'm talking about the thinking pattern. When I was 19, there were, as a matter of fact, when I was 30, let me say that, 30, a man thought I was 20. When I was 19 years of age, I looked like I was in the early teens. When I say early, midish teens, I was so skinny and I looked really, really, really youthful. And still kind of had a little youthful thing about me in a sense, which I still do even now. Do you understand what I'm saying? So a 19-year-old barely just understand what it is to be an adult. They actually are like a 1-year-old, like a 2-year-old, learning how to walk. So you're really not an adult per se, even though they give you the adult status. Let me tell you the psychological and emotional impact that Diddy's actions caused Cassie. And I know many of you saw the video of them being in the hotel room and in the lobby area, and how he flung her down like she was a piece of lint, like she was a dirty rag, and kicked her. Coercion and isolation. Cassie alleges that Combs isolated her from her friends and family, controlling her interactions and movements. She stated he monitored her communications and dictated her personal choices, fostering a sense of dependency and fear. Some of your men are like that. So that is why you don't see his actions as anything bad. But guess what? You better pray you don't have daughters. Because what you support will happen to your daughter. I'm not wishing you bad. Unfortunately, life tends to give us back what we dish out, but it gives it to us in a multi-dimensional way that we cannot handle. It's multiplied, not divided, not subtracted, but added, but more so multiplied. Emotional manipulation. The lawsuit describes a cycle where Combs would allegedly abuse Cassie and then shower her with gifts or affection, creating confusion and emotional turmoil, which a lot of men tend to do. And you know that you do it. Just don't pretend, men. You know that you do things like these. This pattern is often associated with abusive relationships and can lead to trauma bonding. Trauma and therapy. Cassie has stated that the abuse has had lasting effects on her mental health, requiring intensive psychological care. She describes the trauma as something that will forever haunt her, indicating deep emotional scars. I tell you, you men who support it, you know when you're going to understand? When your daughter takes Cassie's place. That's the only way you will understand. And when you see your daughter in pain, crying day in, day out, then you're going to think on Cassie and you're going to regret supporting Diddy. Substance abuse. The lawsuit alleges that Combs introduced Cassie to drugs, including opiates, and pressured her to procure prescriptions in her name. This contributed to her struggles with addiction, which she has linked to the abuse she endured. I don't even want to imagine what he did to her physically. We saw a snippet of it, and it was horrifying. I would have rather to sit down and watch a Freddy Krueger series. How many of them he had? 6 parts. I'd rather sit down. That's how horrifying it was to see, to watch. Almighty God, I let me tell you something. One of the things that a lot of men don't understand is that people will always remember how you made them feel. They'll never forget it. Women, they have an emotional toughness over men. That is why you'll find women generally staying in relationships even when they're abusive longer. Whether or not it is money driven, the reality is that they will stay longer, even in relationships that are not money driven, meaning the man not really a dry shit in a body. He devastated Cassie. He destroyed her mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and almost physically, because she's still alive and well thus far. And you see the outward shell that seemingly is okay. And it tells a story that, it was alleged that he paid her off some whole heap of millions. I don't remember. Somebody had told me 20 million, or quite a bit of money. And he thought that she would have just taken the money and shut her trap. And when the memories start to flood and became like a rush, a mighty rushing wind in a bad way, it was like a tsunami and an earthquake, maybe rated 10.1 on a Richter scale, a category 5 hurricane, all in one. It probably almost blew her mind, and she realized that whatever millions she may have allegedly gotten could not soothe the pain that she started to feel, the debilitating pain and hurt, that excruciating emotional and psychological pain that she felt. Because of his wickedness, because of his evil. And what bothers me is that you have some men who talked about, oh, she knew what she was getting, some women. But guess what? I'm not here to fight you, and you're entitled to your beliefs. If God has not taken volition and choices and away from you, why would I want to do that? But what I will say to you is this. You will understand one day. It is either it will happen to you directly or a woman that you love dearly. Dearly. And when you see the abuse happening to her on all areas, you're going to think and remember what Cassie was saying, what she was crying out, what she was trying to tell you, and you failed to have compassion and you failed to understand. I'm not wishing it for you. I don't wish bad for people. I really and truly don't. But I have to expose truth to you, that whatever seed you sow, verbally or otherwise, you're going to reap. Guys, you know what to do. Read TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe. Give me one of those lions.